Welcome back, beautiful people, to TTA Pro. Mr. O back with another DSAT episode. So today we're going to continue our digital SAT journey. We're going to be solving inferences part 2. Now, remember, with inference-based questions on the digital SAT, they mostly give you a text, and at the end of that text, you have to draw a logical conclusion. At the end of that text, you have to draw a logical conclusion. Now, we said we want to follow the format x plus y equals z. So idea number 1 plus idea number 2 will give us our idea number 3, the logical conclusion. Remember a few rules. Number 1, your answer must be on topic, and your answer must be on focus. Number 2, make sure your answer has a full support, not half support, full support. Number 3, look for wrong answers, right? Look for wrong answers. Any reason why an answer is incorrect is good enough. Number 4, make sure you read the text. And more importantly, you do not skim. The digital SAT is very good at making every piece of information count. So make sure you take those steps. Now let's get started right here. Here it is, inferences part 2. I'll give you a bit longer than 2 minutes and 15 seconds. I'll add an extra 30 seconds. So we'll make it 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Remember, take your time, read the information. Remember, don't go too fast. These are questions we can get correct. These are questions we should get correct. You guys ready? Send your answer in the chat, okay? Send your answer in the chat. Here you go, question number 1. Okay. So time is up now. Let's go to Muhammad. Muhammad, you told me answer C. Now, how does answer C best complete the sentence?
I
Please.
don't know. I didn't understand that passage.
You didn't understand the text. So it's really important that we deal with this, right? And how do you deal with the text you don't understand, Muhammad? Piece by piece. If you take everything all at once, you might get confused. So read sentence number 1 for me, Muhammad.
In various educational environments, eye contact is brief to enhance student-teacher's laptop.
Rapport. So what is the topic and focus of sentence number 1?
Eye contact.
And what does eye contact do?
Enhance student-teacher laptop.
Do you know the meaning of rapport?
No.
No, but we can maybe guess what it means according to context. So what could it mean according to context?
Behavior.
Relationship, I guess, right? Relationship. Let's continue reading.
Educator Amira Rashid and her team are exploring the use of virtual avatars in online learning platforms that can maintain eye contact with students.
So what's Amira Rashid doing?
Exploring the visual avatars.
And what is she focusing on? These avatars.
Eye contact.
The eye contact of the avatars. Very good. Let's continue.
These avatars adjust their gaze to simulate the attentiveness of a lead teacher.
Okay. So what do the avatars do?
They are trying to act like a teacher.
They're trying to act like a teacher. And how do you think they can act like a teacher? What are we discussing? Text tells us by
their gaze.
their gaze. What is a gaze?
Eye contact.
Eye contact, right? So let's read the last sentence.
The objective is for the avatar's eye contact to appear authentic because
So what do you think, or what do you think the effect of eye contact has on a student? Look at sentence number one. What does sentence number one tell us? What does eye contact do?
to enhance student-teacher
Rapport.
relationship.
So it enhances student-teacher rapport. It enhances the dealings or the engagement between a student and teacher. So therefore, if an avatar keeps the eye contact, what do you think the effect would be?
D.
Well, first you told me C, right? Maintaining discipline, but we're not really
I
discussing
think
this.
it's A or D.
You think it's A or D. And so now we either look for support or we look for something that would make it wrong, right? Which answer gives us clear support?
A.
Answer A. It can
A.
potentially improve student engagement and learning outcomes. This is related to the rapport between the student and the teacher. Answer D. Because students tend to avoid looking at the screen during lessons. We don't know this, right? We don't have support for this. But when you talk about student-teacher rapport, you talk about the relationship. You talk about the relationship between a student and teacher, and this reflects it, student engagement, right? Student engagement, and then eventually learning outcomes. Thank you, Mr. Muhammad. Let's try the next question. Now, these are questions we really should learn to master. Now, remember, do like we did right now with Muhammad. What did we do? If we don't understand a text, we take it bit by bit, piece by piece. Well, you could do that from now on, right? Don't rush. Don't rush. Okay, let's do this question. You have your 2-minute timer. Please begin. Okay, so now we're going to do inferences for question number 2. Let's go to Ahmed Tariq. Okay. Now, Ahmed, originally you told me answer D, correct?
Yes.
And this is obviously something logical we can, understand if we apply it to the text. First of all, did you understand the text?
Me, yes.
Okay.
A little bit. Yes.
Okay, so let's tell me, what is sentence number 1 about?
Do I read it or do I just say
You can
what
give me a
it's-
summary if you want.
Okay, it's comparing, not comparing, but it says that it's comparing between vehicles and electric scooters.
Okay. So vehicles and electric scooters. And so what does sentence 2 tell us about that?
It's saying the good things about electric scooters and vehicles.
What is a good thing about the electric scooter?
It's more time efficient.
When?
When when there are traffic, so you can
When
go
there's high
between cars.
traffic, right? So scooters are better than cars when there is high traffic. Cool. Look at sentence number 3. Now notice sentence number 3 is very important because of the transition, okay? So I want you to look at sentence number 3. Now what does sentence 3 tell us?
That when electric scooters usage increases, there will be more traffic.
Yeah. All right. So now the scooter helps when there is traffic, but increased scooters will increase traffic, right? So we can say, what is the topic about this? The topic is a scooter, right? What is the focus?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
The topic is scooter.
Yes.
What are we focusing on in this discussion about scooters?
How to make it more efficient?
Efficiency with regards to traffic, right? Because the sentences, they address scooters in traffic. Scooters are better than cars, especially when there's congestion. However, the more scooters that we have and when it reaches its peak, then now we're back to the congestion issues. So let's read this last sentence. Therefore, to ensure that electric scooters remain an effective alternative to personal vehicles for urban commuting, what can we logically conclude? You told me public transport systems should be expanded and modernized. Unfortunately, this doesn't, number one, answer D. Although it could be true, it has no support in the text. Okay, there's no mention of the public transport. There's no mention about using public transport. So answer D is off topic, or it's irrelevant to the discussion here. Remember, a logical conclusion is not only based on what's logical, it's also based on support from the text. Okay, it has to be related to the discussion. Good job, Sama. So what do you think is a better answer than answer D?
Maybe C?
What support do you have there? And how would it make it effective?
When you increase the no, no. No, I
Remember,
don't know.
the answer is B. Additional scooter lanes must be established in urban areas. Because when are they ineffective? Ahmed, when are they ineffective?
When there is a lot of
When there are many
scooters.
scooters, right? So they're ineffective when there are many scooters. So to make it effective again, we have to decrease scooter traffic. And the only thing that would be logical here would be answer B. Additional scooter lanes must be established in urban areas. This directly addresses the scooter traffic issue. Let's continue with question number 3. Let me talk to my brew, Sema. Mrs. Sema, are you there? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't send me an answer. Tell me why.
The time is too short.
Too short. Okay. Did you read the text?
Yeah.
So tell me, what did you understand about game designers? And I want you to focus on the information, let's say here. Sentence number 2.
It's becoming common for like writers to talk about.
Can you read that again and then tell me? It's about game developers. And so what does Emily tell us about game developers?
Game theory expert Emily Green notes that many game developers, like script writers and narrative designers, focus on plot development and character depth.
So what do game developers also focus on?
The plot development and the characters.
Plot, characters, and depth. Now I want you to look at that last sentence. Why don't you read that for me?
Additionally, several developers describe their games as interactive narratives.
So now
So
remember,
it's
look,
not-
cause and effect, okay? Keep that in mind. So it's not surprising that. So I want to take these ideas that we have in the text and create a logical conclusion. Which answers do you think are good or bad? It's up to you.
D is not correct, probably.
D is not correct. Why? What makes D not correct?
Because the text doesn't talk that the game designers are collaborating. It's talking about what they're thinking, like what way they do.
Okay. Okay, so if you tell me D is not correct, what else do you like? Remember, the way you're thinking now needs to be applied equally to all of the answer choices. Don't adjust it. So let's check the other answers. What do you think?
I don't know. The rest also don't relate.
Surprise, surprise. The answer is D. Obviously, you're like, how, right? So let's go to Omar.
Yes, sir.
How did you arrive to the answer D?
Okay, so first of all, I looked for the other answers, A and B and C. Answer A says in the incorporation of cinematic techniques into games is becoming more common. He didn't say anything about that in the paragraph. He didn't say cinematic techniques into games becoming more common, so it's totally wrong.
What is the paragraph more focused on?
What's the what?
What is the paragraph more focused on?
I mean, it's focusing more about that the game developers and script writers.
Yeah, the character profiles, the game narratives, which is a story, script writers, narrative designers. So, I mean, cinematic technique is how they shoot the game. So, no, it's more for directors, right? Not for script
Yeah.
writers. Okay, what about answer
Yeah.
B?
Answer B, he said that the development of virtual technology is becoming increasingly significant in the game design. He didn't say anything in the paragraph also about the virtual reality.
Okay, off topic.
So it's off topic too, yeah.
Good.
Comprehensive player feedback. He didn't say also that player feedback is often so
What is player
refined.
feedback? What does it mean, feedback?
Feedback means when for example you have a comment or you want to say something to the
Yeah.
developer, you want to you want something to be added or something to be removed, something to be get better.
Okay.
That's
Very
all
good.
the player feedback.
Good.
He didn't say also that in the paragraph, so
Okay.
D must be the correct answer because
Well, we need to find support now, correct?
yeah.
Okay.
He said that many designers are now collaborating with novelists and filmmakers. He said that additionally, server developers describe their games as interactive narrative. So
What's a narrative?
narrative means the writer.
It's a story. That's narrator. A narrative is a story.
Oh, sorry, story.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
That's what I'm asking. So it's logical that they're going to work, Yasama, with a novelist or a filmmaker because they're not just making a game, they're giving you a story. So it's not surprising that because they view their game as a story, it's not surprising that they work with novelists and filmmakers. Okay. Tricky question here. I see nobody got this one correct. Let's go to.
Yes, we can begin.
Thank you, sir. So this question is a little bit tricky because the answers are plausible, right? The answers are believable. However, we need to choose an answer that's not only believable, that's not only plausible, but an answer that's also supported from the choices or supported from the text. You have to keep this in mind. So you have to try to stay away from answers that sound correct. Let's go to Muhammad.
Yes.
Shall we begin reading, sir?
Yes.
Please begin.
Internet film studio began to flourish in Los Angeles in the early 1970s as a response to mainstream Hollywood productions, providing film workers a platform to create more
Avant-garde.
than typical Hollywood blockbusters.
Okay, so what does sentence number 1 tell us? What does sentence number
Providing
1
film
tell us?
makers to create more.
This is about filmmakers. And what kind of films do they make?
To provide more.
I'm sorry, what kind of films do they make, Muhammad?
Yes, sir.
What kind of films do they produce? Or what kind of films do these filmmakers make? Avant-garde. Do you know what that means?
No, but I think it's a type of movie.
It means like experimental films, right? And instead of Hollywood blockbusters, right? You know the Hollywood blockbusters, correct, Muhammad?
Yes.
What is a Hollywood blockbuster? What is the meaning of a Hollywood blockbuster?
Hollywood is it's
Like a
I
popular
know
movie.
Hollywood, but I don't know blockbuster.
A blockbuster means something that makes a lot of money, like a big Hollywood movie or a big Hollywood
Fiction
production.
stories.
No, a blockbuster, Hollywood blockbuster means like a movie that makes a lot of money, very popular, very famous. Okay. Now, director Elliot Hayes was one
Yes.
such filmmaker. Let's continue.
Direct.
Collaborating. So let's continue. Collaborating. Muhammad.
Yes, sir. Collaborating with independent studios allowed Hyde not only to produce his own films, but also to write them
Precisely.
precisely as he envisioned, regardless of how unconventional the outcome seemed to audience familiar with Hollywood cinema.
Okay.
In this way,
Let's wait. So what did Hayes do? Or what did Hayes create? He created films, correct?
his own films.
How are these films described, Muhammad? How are these films described? Unconventional. To
Yes.
who?
To the audience.
To the audiences. What does unconventional mean?
I don't know.
Strange, or I wouldn't just say strange, not normal, right? Strange and not normal are different things. Or, for example, things they are not used to. Okay. So in this way, Hayes, you told me answer B, correct?
Yes.
Inspired a new generation of filmmakers to embrace artistic freedom. Where's the support for this? How do you know this?
I don't know.
It's important that we do know. A lot of people told me answer B. I think Omar Barudu told me answer B, correct, Mr. Omar?
I think answer A is incorrect. And
you think
answer
answer
C
A
is incorrect.
is incorrect. Why do you think answer A is incorrect?
It wasn't talking about that.
So it would have been more famous if she had created plays that were mainstream instead of experimental, correct?
Yes.
Or films, not plays. I'm going to change that. So it would have been more mainstream if she created films that were mainstream. Should have been more famous if they were mainstream. So I want you to think about some things. Okay, just 1 second. Let's go to Omar. Because I want to ask Omar also. You told me answer B as well, correct?
Yeah, I told you answer B.
Why is the answer B? What support do you have that he inspired, new generations of filmmakers?
I mean, like he said, like the outcomes seemed to the audience familiar with Hollywood cinema. In this way, I guess he.
No, the outcomes weren't familiar to to Hollywood cinema. They were unconventional to the audiences that were familiar with Hollywood cinema. So they weren't normal to the audiences. They weren't, widely seen as normal to the audiences. So again, make sure you read carefully. So what was support for B? Where does it say he would inspire other filmmakers?
Yeah, it didn't say that in the paper.
Any support there?
No.
Okay. Sama told me answer D.
Yes,
So why did you tell me answer D, Sama?
because wait, because she's different and like she has an unconventional outcome.
Yeah, but how do you
And
know that she gained a niche audience? Okay, can I ask you a
they
question,
said
Sama?
it, I don't remember.
Okay, go ahead. What? They said what?
It was there, but I don't remember where.
Again, it is a possible outcome, but there's no support for it in the text. Okay, we need support from the text. So let me ask you, Sama, Elliot Hayes, what kind of films did she make?
She did unique kind of films
Unique films, okay, instead of what?
instead of the regular ones.
No, instead of not just regular ones, instead of Hollywood blockbusters. Okay. So if I made a unique, strange, unconventional film instead of a Hollywood blockbuster, what does that mean for audiences? It means the audiences, well, they're not used to this, right? They're not used to that. It's not typical for them, but they are used to this, right? This is the typical movie. This is the acceptable movie. So I need to think, well, if he made unconventional movies instead of blockbusters, what can we say about him? We can say answer A or her. Elliot Hayes would have been more famous if she had created films. I'm sorry, this is going to change. If she created films that were mainstream instead of experimental. Well, you're going to tell me how? Well, because first of all, she did not make mainstream. She did not create Hollywood blockbusters. She did not create mainstream. Mainstream is the popular form. She created avant-garde films. She created unique or strange films. And so these films that she made, regardless of how unconventional the outcome seemed to audiences. So in the end there's an indication that these films are also pretty strange to audiences, that they're not normal to audiences. We can assume answer A. So if she made normal movies or blockbuster movies, she would be more popular than if she created avant-garde films or unique or experimental films. Okay, so this is the last question we're going to be doing. Because you are, Muhammad. You are. Do not joke, sir. Very true. In digital photography, the concept of framing is considered a crucial component of composition. Renowned photographer, Renowned photographer Lydia Marsh developed a unique software tool in the 2000s, enabling her to frame and crop an entire image in single digital manipulation. This led to a series of snapshot photographs during that period. Marsh described this technique as composing an entire image in one framing, marking a notable shift from the detailed composition methods in her work since the 90s. Some photography critics argue that this approach signifies a reduction of manual composition in the process. Consequently, whether or not the use of this software is regarded as a tool is regarded as framing, both Marsh and these critics likely concur that traditional photographic skills are evolving with technological advancements. Lydia created a new technological software, and this software helps her do ABC. the critics don't like it, but we can say that the critics and Lydia will both agree that these skills evolve along with technology. Watching the video, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. You can learn anything. Mr. Sema out.